How the USA became the world's superpower. This is part of our Global History series, and today we will explore the rise of the USA, or America. I hope you find it interesting. America is a young country, only 250 years old. Yet today it is the most powerful nation in the world. Militarily, economically, politically, and technologically, it has a massive influence across the globe. But the question is, how did a young country made up of just 13 states become the world's greatest superpower? In today's video, we will explore the journey of the United States from its independence, through the Industrial Revolution, the World Wars, to becoming today's global power. In 1776, the United States was a small nation of 13 colonies that had broken away from the British Empire. The new nation embraced two revolutionary ideas: that all men are created equal, and that government derives its power from the people. The fight for independence was tough, with many sacrificing their lives for freedom. After the war, the US established a stable political system that allowed economic growth. Vast lands and natural resources became the foundation for future prosperity. While Europe was consumed by wars, the US entered the Industrial Revolution. Factories producing steel and oil were built. Railroads connected the states, and major corporations like Rockefeller and Carnegie emerged. Immigrants from around the world arrived to work in these industries, rapidly boosting the economy. This allowed the US to become a powerful nation capable of competing with the established powers of the world. During World War I, the United States initially remained neutral. However, it became Europe's creditor, supplying food, weapons, and money. After the war, Europe was devastated, and the US emerged as the world's lender, marking its first step towards superpower status. World War II was a historic opportunity for the US. By the war's end, Europe and Japan lay in ruins, leaving only the USSR as a potential rival. But the US itself suffered no destruction. Factories continued working at full capacity. The United Nations, World Bank, and IMF were established, and the dollar became the global currency. This marked the moment when global leadership effectively shifted to one nation, the United States. The US and USSR entered a tense political and military rivalry. This Cold War led to nuclear weapons development, space race achievements, technological innovation. When the USSR collapsed in 1991, the US became the world's only superpower. Economically, the US is the largest in the world. It is home to major companies like Apple, Google, Tesla, and Amazon. Free market policies allow anyone to start a business. Strong economy equals political power plus military strength. Top universities and technological innovation further strengthen the US's global position. The US military is the most advanced in the world, with cutting-edge aircraft, the largest fleet of ships, and bases in over 70 countries. It is the only nation capable of projecting power anywhere on Earth within 24 hours. This is true superpower status. The US exerts tremendous influence on global politics, economy, and culture. Hollywood, the internet, technology, and multinational corporations affect the lives of millions worldwide. This is power that comes not just from the military, but also soft power. Looking forward, the question is, how will the US remain a superpower? Challenges include China's rise, climate change, resources, and domestic politics. However, the combination of economy, technology, military, and innovation continues to reinforce its position. The US is neither the largest nor the oldest nation, but it has achieved the right combination: technology, economy, military, and vision. This is how the US became the world's superpower. After the collapse of the USSR in 1991, the US became the sole global superpower. But this unique position brought new challenges. The US became a leader in economy, military, and technology. Companies like Microsoft, Google, Apple, and Amazon started influencing the world. The US economy surpassed the combined GDP of many nations. Key concepts: soft power, culture, Hollywood, movies, music, the internet. Hard power, military, advanced weapons, overseas bases. The US exemplifies a balance of soft and hard power. In 2001, the 9/11 attacks changed how the US approached global security and policy. The US launched wars against terrorism, including in Afghanistan and Iraq. This showed the power of the US military, global political influence, the ability to defend national interests. These conflicts tested how the US maintained its superpower status. Throughout the 21st century, the US strengthened its technological position. Companies like Tesla, SpaceX, Google, and Apple became global leaders. Globalization allowed the US to exert economic influence worldwide. Digital economy, internet, and new technologies further enhanced its power. The US military is the highest spender in the world. What is the secret to its power? Advanced technology, cyber warfare capabilities, satellite surveillance, special operations forces. These allow the US to prevent internal and external threats and influence global politics easily. As China's economy grew rapidly, the US faced new competition. The technology, trade, and global influence race became intense. But the US still has technological innovation, powerful military, cultural influence and soft power. Cultural influence and soft power. This competition is the new test of US power. Looking ahead, the question remains, will the US remain the sole superpower? Challenges include competition from China and Russia, climate change, domestic spending and political division. Yet, innovation, technology, strong economy, and military power ensure the US will continue to influence the world. We have seen the US journey from 13 independent states through the Industrial Revolution, world wars, technological power, new global competition. The US became the world's greatest power. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.